All right, we are live. I'm here, Danny Catullo, with my co-host Matthew Taylor. This is Respect the Line, and we got a pretty jam-packed episode today, right, Matt?
Yeah, for sure.
So, of the best, Ryder Cup. I know it's just two topics, but we're going to be taking calls later, and let the smack talking begin, because this Ryder Cup between Ohio and PA should be a doozy, man. I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. There's been we did it right this time. I think it's going to end up really well tomorrow.
Love it. Well, before we get into that, let's go with the court report and let's talk through, which was a pretty amazing event at Lorenzino's Bocce Club in Youngstown, Ohio. And that is the best of the best tournament. Matt, I had so much fun with this one. We not only got to play, but for the first time ever, broadcast live on BBN. It was pretty amazing, man. Just doing the instant replay. You were calling games with Michael. I was doing Michael. We had Jimmy Paisano in the booth. Man, that was just such a blast. Lou was in there. It was just awesome, man. I can't put words into it. And I'm one that can always find something to say. But that Sunday night, rewatching the stream on YouTube at Lorenzino's, up on the big screen TV, what a cool experience that we were able to do that.
Yeah, you did a really good job Sunday. Mike did a good job all weekend. I mean, we really we got a lot of good feedback on it too. I think that's kind of what people want to see. It's funny, during one of my poker games, somebody that doesn't play bocce, just one of my friends, was watching. Really enjoyed it. And he was like, it'd be cool if you guys can get a camera above the court to zoom in down on the balls. He's like, I want to see that. I want to see all the action. And these are guys that they don't really watch bocce or play bocce. They don't play bocce at all. They loved it. So it's good publicity for sure.
So I believe it was the second biggest event, largest event as far as viewers. World Series of Bocce, which had a lot more teams and 4-player teams. So that's all those families watching in from all around the country and the globe. To be able to do a singles tournament like that and have so many viewers. And what excites me the most about the whole thing, Matt, is we're just getting started. We are just starting to figure out, what equipment's going to work best there, what programs are going to work best there. And, big props to our producer, Michael, and his father, Lou, for coming early to the tournament, making the long trip up to Youngstown, helping set up, get everything ready to go. And just can't say enough about them and the work they put in. And just a freaking blast to be able to spread the game that we love out to the masses.
Yeah, for sure.
So get into the results. So ninth place was, the 4-way tie for ninth. And then we're going to go through a little bit longer today because of, how many players were in this tournament. 100 people started. Croach, Chiavetti, Vince Weinbauer, and Michael Sheldon, all 4 with great runs in the tournament. Croach from Cleveland, Dante from Youngstown, Vince from St. Louis, and Michael from Troy. Just to show you the eclectic group from everywhere that was making runs at this tournament. Just freaking great run from these guys. 7th place, Mike Robb and Anthony Kapp. 5th place, Billy Barnett and Joe Zazar. Good old Joe Z. 4th place, Nikki Kapp, making a big run again at Best of the Best. 2nd year in a row. Anthony Del Torrio with the 3rd place finish. And then what a championship game. Jose Bodo takes down Nicky Emo. And he got him in the first game. Jose coming from the winner's bracket. Nick had lost to Michael earlier on in the tournament. But that was a fantastic game, man. Nicky played him to win.
Yep. Yeah, he had to.
What were your thoughts about the way that Nick Emo played against Jose, really the whole tournament? Underhand shooter, went for things. What do you think separated Nick from the rest of the field to get all the way to the championship?
So I got to watch some of his games, and he's just what I took from him was his confidence. he knew what shot he wanted to execute. He executed it almost every single time. He knows his strengths. He's a great roller and he's a hitter, but he really, he didn't deviate at all from the plan. So even if he lost the frame, it was like no big deal. Like, I'm just going to keep doing my thing. And you can tell he's comfortable, never nervous. Doesn't really know any of the players there. First time playing the courts, I believe, too. He just was like, it don't matter, I'm playing. Vince had a lot of comments. Vince and I were doing some of the live streaming there, and we were talking about one of his games, and he said Vince learns everything from Nick, and he was like, dude, this guy's cool, he's calm, he knows what he's good at, and he's going to execute very well. So he played great the whole weekend. I'm not shocked after watching him play the first game.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a little bit of an advantage that he didn't know the players. It's something I've talked to actually earlier today with Tina from Dirty 30. When they first started, they had had a big upset at MVR Armstrong against ABV, and they won the game, and everyone went up to him like, oh my God, you guys beat ABV. And she's like, I don't know who ABV is.
Yeah, right.
Like, go look at him on the trophies. I think, I wonder if that played into it, like sometimes just not knowing, everybody and the way they played singles. But also another big factor is for Nick and for Vince, they play on Coleone courts. That's what St. Louis is. And, they don't have to go play league night at the Farrell Italian Home or, at IMBS or at MVR. They're only playing on those synthetic courts. They're only playing back wall dead. For every 1,000 games that you played somewhere else, they just played on synthetic. And that sort of experience that Jose and Nick had, I just think over a course of a tournament, just like really proves himself to the game calling, to, the way they're viewing the shots and going through it. It proved itself in this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
What do you think about the local players, Nicky Cap and Anthony Del Torrio making some big runs?
We talked about it Wednesday through Sunday. The local guys, they play there all of the time. All the time. They know the course. They know how to play them. They're confident. That's the thing. Like, if you're confident going into a game, you're obviously more likely to succeed. And Nick is certainly confident in his game and playing on those courts. It's just what it is. The same with, if anybody tried coming to IMBS and played me and Jimmy and Stewie and Ron Dog and Levi, Sean and Mike P and IMBS, we're confident, nobody from anywhere else is going to come in and beat us. It's the same thing. So I wasn't shocked to see a lot of these guys do really, really well. And they weren't the only ones. I know you only cover the top 10, but there was a lot of games being played. A lot of games just to get to the top 10. A lot of people you had to beat. So I'm not shocked by it at all.
Yeah, I got people like Dylan Palsy, Mike Murray, the Youngstown guys that made runs that play there all the time. And, the scary part is just like Vince and just like, Nick from St. Louis is now this is their home court where this is only a year and a half in really playing here. Just imagine another decade or two. We got our new valves. Like how they got the valves out of Molisani. We got a couple of valves here, and that's going to be Mike Murray might be one of those valves around here.
Right.
You just
Nick, for sure. Yeah,
every single inch of it. Knows where to play the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so wonderful tournament there. We're going to move our attention out to the Ohio PA Ryder Cup.
Hold on a second. You don't be disrespectful, Danny. Okay, listen. Who won the tournament?
Jose.
We got to give him a little love now. Okay,
let's do it.
If Nick Cap won it, we'd be talking about Nick Cap for 20 minutes. Okay, I get it. It was a foregone conclusion that Jose was going to win, but let's talk about the fact when you watched him play all weekend, and this is a question for you, Danny. Did you ever feel, or you think he ever felt in any of those games he was going to lose?
No.
He was in control of every single game. It was unbelievable. we talked back when we did the listing of all the players, right? And we had talked about Jose, and we've talked about Jose with a few people. It's so funny. I'm at the bar, and I had to listen to 3 or 4 people tell me that I am a better roller than Jose Bodo, whatever the hell you want to call his last name. And I looked at them going, are you guys crazy? Seriously? He's the best roller in the game. It's not close, at least on synthetics. But everybody gets so enamored with the fact that he's this great shooter, which he is, obviously. But he's the best roller. I mean, how many balls did he roll outside of 22 inches? I don't think you can name 2, maybe.
Well, and if he did it, sometimes it was on purpose. So, you know, we were watching all the games, and you know, Michael had set up, you know, a close cam. So you could kind of see on the tripod if Jose wasn't loving a ball. There might not have been pissed, but it was like maybe not loving a ball. And it was so rare, though, so rare for that to happen. And what's interesting was he was placing balls just like setting up the next ball, setting up the next.
Yes, 100%. And it's funny because, you know, you had to listen to people like Jimmy P and them guys say, oh, they guarantee he's going to lose a game. Who's he going to lose to? Like, seriously, who's going to beat him? Who's going to beat him? On top of it, nobody there wanted him to win. I told Jose that. It's impressive because nobody there wants to see him win. Somebody else, you know, somebody wants to see him get knocked off. And he just still goes out, plays, and goes home. Like it was nothing. Yeah, ho-hum. Like, come on, man. Like, give the guy the respect and credit he deserves. And I love the fact that he comes and plays because it provides that, you know, that desire. Like, I want to play Jose. I want to beat him. And beating him one-on-one would be is literally David versus Goliath. And unfortunately, David, it never happened.
Yeah, you know, he comes and supports the club. He supports Dante. And, you know, we might be a broken record, but the guy is honestly as humble and as nice as they come. And he's so easy to talk to. He takes his time to talk to everybody. And we're very lucky in this sport to have the best player be one of the best people. And that's what we have in Jose. He's an advocate of the game. He's watching what we're doing here. He understands what we're trying to do to grow the game. He wants to have young people grow. And listen, for all of those that may have been tuning in that only play, you know, backward dead and synthetic and, you know, on the most beautiful courts in the world or in California, listen, Jose had a court, like he said in the interview after, he had a court in his house that was the same as the basement of St. Anthony's. He plays back wall live. He plays everywhere around the country. He goes and challenges himself. Is that why he won this tournament? No. But does it come into play? Sure. He's seen all these guys before. He knows how they play. He's okay with the chirping. He's okay with the crowds. He can play in dead silence, and he can play with a ton of noise. And, you know, if you really want to be the best, he's such a good person to try to emulate because he really challenges himself. It doesn't just stay in his own little comfort zone, puts himself elsewhere, tries to be the best everywhere that there is in the country, in the world. And, yeah, it was just, I mean, what a run, but also that championship game just was like watching technicians at work, man, to really, you know, microscopic surgeons just trying to place better balls against each other and trying to make the other one work for the point. Yeah,
unfortunately, Jose's just better at everybody at that. It's just what it is. There's nothing else to say. He's the best roller and he's the best shooter in the game.
That was Nick's second tournament, you know, that he ever played against Jose. He played him in nationals. It was an 8-framer. Nick scored 1 point. Here he scores 7. You know, goes a little bit longer. Was taking a shot to possibly get 2 or 3. God bless him to go get it. If there's someone that's closer, you know, other than, you know, I believe Natali. You know, I know he got knocked out, you know, in bracket play. Carl Greenaway took him out. Natali had a pretty tough draw out there. But if there's someone else that has the mentality to beat him that isn't playing a different game against Jose, it's definitely Nick. And so, you know, hopefully between Anthony and Nick and all the up-and-comers, Anthony LaBarbera, Anthony Cap, Dante Chiavetti, all the up-and-comers that are coming, plus the ones that have already established themselves. Hopefully, by next year, we continue to get people that want to take a crack at him, man. Because right now, there's a king of Lorenzino's. That dude right now, he's the freaking god. He's the one that no one has been able to touch in that court.
Agreed. And any courts, really. You can't pick one. It's just it's amazing. He deserves the credit. I just want to give him some love. So that's all.
Love it. All right, so we got going to the Ohio PA Ryder Cup. I know we got some special call-ins coming, so excited for some people to join the line. I know we got Jimmy P calling in too. So, oh gosh, he's ready. Just like his Bocce style, he's ready to go.
Bring him in. I can talk later. Let's go.
You guys sound like shit. That's cool. Chiavetti's Wi-Fi.
What's up, Jimmy?
I got T-Mobile fine.
What's up, Jimbo?
Can you hear me now?
What's up, Jimmy Pie?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You guys got no internet over there.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Tell Chiavetti you got to pay the damn bill.
Where's that?
We're not at Chiavetti's. I'm in the poker room, buddy. Yes.
Hey, I sent you a text.
Jimmy P, you excited for Ohio versus PA? Youngstown versus PA?
Oh, it's going to be a good time. I mean, I think we're going to pull the upset, but I'm always going to say that. A lot of these guys,
of course.
They wouldn't dare come play in PA ever. They don't want to see us at Cascade Park. They wouldn't come to the IMDS. So we'll go to their little clean Chiavetti's, all synthetic. I mean, so
those that are tuning in,
I want to be clear. I say we're the underdogs.
Cascade Park is in Newcastle. Some of the hardest courts to hit on is in Cascade Park.
You're going to get dirty. There's nowhere to buy beer. You got to bring your own. There's no hot sauce stand. You cook your own. Hopefully you're friends with someone that's cooking. That's how you eat. There is no Chiavetti making pizza.
Not a boy, Jimmy. Tell him. Let him know. Let him know.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason PA's slight dogs going into this. Let's get it clear.
What's your games? What do you think? You think there's how many games by? If you had to make the betting line, Jimmy? You're the big gambler. You yelled out to Pope. You said, "I think I'm going to gamble here."
PA can win 13. But I actually think we're going to beat them. I really do. I saw it in Stewie's face. But Stewie had a little bit of money. He was talking about going to get dinner and this and that. Worries me a little bit. Hopefully he goes and gambles tonight and loses all his money.
Well, I hope he doesn't because he still owes me money. So if he's doing that, I'm going to be pissed off the minute we get in there tomorrow.
Listen, it's all
Jimmy. What are you most?
They're going to be ready to party. I know PJ and the Newcastle dudes. They're going to be ready to go.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be a grind.
Last time we didn't have all our guns, Jimmy. We didn't have all our guns last time.
I'm gonna make sure, just like in Wycliffe, I'm gonna make sure Vern has a water as soon as he comes in. I'm gonna have water on the courts for all the PA guys, and we're gonna have drinks ready for all the Ohio guys.
You guys will have way more water.
Well, not to mention, I'm gonna say there's gonna be about 3 or 4 guys who are gonna come into the game at 10 a.m. drunk already.
So you had someone handicap the games, I saw, right?
Yeah, there was an unknown handicapper that gave Taylor and Delisio the lines. No, somebody did. We don't know who. Taylor's friend.
Why would there ever be a half of a point on a game? So whoever did the line is obvious. They're obviously idiots.
Hey, Jimmy, first game of the day is you, Sean New, MHP, and Vern versus Bobby Gentile, Nick Cap, Ronnie Cap, and me. What's the line on that game?
2.5 is probably too much, but we'll beat you. Yeah, I mean,
Jimmy, what's the line? Jimmy, what's the line? I'm gonna give you the next game. Jimmy, give us the line.
I mean, like, Bobby's better than me. We played and I beat him. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just beat people.
All right, go ahead, Danny. Give him the next game. We want your line, Jimmy.
Next game, Jimmy.
Wait, but I don't
PJ Micheletti. PJ Micheletti, Levi Policaro, Nicky Ottaviani, Ron Dog versus Jack Durkin, Matt Estes, Anthony Capogreco, and Mike Robb.
See, like, this is another thing. It comes down to Jack Durkin, Matt Estes, Anthony Capogreco, and Mike Robertson. They play there a lot. PJ, he plays there maybe once a week. Levi, he had the baby. He's been playing there not very often. Nicky Toviani, maybe once a week. Ron Rear, I don't even know if he's a member. So, you know, it's going to be enough. It's going to depend a lot on Ron, Dog. But I think PA will win that game, too. I think PA is going to win every game.
Okay, let me give you the next matchup. Matt Taylor, Corey Whitway, Danny P., Stewie versus Bubba, Rock, Shavati, and Popio.
Yeah, there's too much talent. Popio's going to be hungover. It's going to be 10 a.m. He won't have a beer. Him and Stewie will be finalizing their side bets. There'll be a lot of moving parts for that game.
So that's 3-0 for PA, according to Jimmy.
Let's go to the fourth one. Freddie, Bobby Mitt, Braden, Jordan versus Timmy Wilson, Delicio, Greenaway, and Gianni.
Yeah, PA should be favored. I don't know how they have them as dogs there. It must be a typo.
Oh, man. Jimmy's writing checks right now. I hope we can cash.
Jimmy, if PA wins, who's the odds-on favorite to be MVP? Who's the MVP of the PA squad if they win?
Man, this is a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Vern Kurtz.
Vern Kurtz. I like it.
Listen, a lot of it's honestly going to come down to, like, everyone. Like Levi and Nick O, they got to play like they play against me. When they play against me, they play so fucking good.
Yeah.
So, like,
they do.
If Nick O plays like he played against me in the playoffs at Lorenzino's, he hit and stuck every ball. So, like, if Nick Bodo shows up, you know, we have a good shot.
Jimmy, who do you think on the Ohio side? Who's the one player that you want to try to get in their head because you think they have a chance to be able to be a difference maker?
They got a couple poopers over there. They got a couple poopers.
Who are they, Jimmy?
We'll see. We just want to. Our goal is to just make Anthony mad. Like, as soon as we make Anthony mad, like, do you have him with Bubba?
Yes.
Yeah, like, right there. Just get him mad at Bubba. There goes the dynamite. That's 3-man.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So I like PA. Wait, no. That was Danny Catullo. I'm wrong. Chians were smart. You don't got Capogreco with.
We got Capogreco with Mike, Robb, Estes, and Durkin in the 4-man walk.
Yeah, like Cap's not going to be mean to Mike Robb. Mike Robb will hang him by his throat.
Well, Cap is playing with Bubba in the 2-man, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Danny?
Yeah, he's playing with them, I believe, it might be 4-2 on each side. I'll have to look.
Hold on, I'm looking. Oh, my God, they are. That line's backwards, too. Mitt and Rondo will roll them, too. They may fist fight. A lot of these dudes, they think everyone's real quiet, and peaceful, and nice. Like, let Rondo and Mitt, get a little lead, and everyone just start chirping. Anthony's going to be hitting and sticking every ball. We'll see how
What
it
do you
goes,
think?
though, you know.
What do you think the atmosphere will be like, Jimmy? Like, do you think it'll be a lot of chirping, or do you think the talking will die down once we're actually all there together?
Yeah, I don't know how much chirping there'll be. Because a lot of these guys, we all play together sometimes, you know. We play in the leagues together. Like, if you look at this list, everyone's literally a member of the club pretty much. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone plays there. I mean, the home field advantage.
I think it's going to be loud. I think it's going to be loud. I think there's going to be a lot of chirping because we're going to be cheering every ball. That normally doesn't happen.
Yeah, there's going to be chirping.
There'll be dudes on the sideline trying to tell the other team what play call they should have, which would probably be allowed. I mean, it's going to get crazy. I think. I really do.
I mean, I hope it does to some extent.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be very high. I think it's going to be highly competitive. It's going to look just like the Ryder Cup in golf does, honestly, except obviously at a much higher level.
The four-man.
I mean, those guys take it seriously. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, thanks for calling in. We got some other callers that are waiting on the line.
Yeah.
We got a couple special guests. We're excited to see you tomorrow, my friend. So, Taylor, how hard was it for you to pick your team?
It was hard. Well, I would say it was hard. And there were some discrepancies too. Like, I got a lot of flack for not having Lapkovich on the team, but I heard he was from Ohio. So I'm like, can I really pick him? Right. And Dante's like, no, he's a PA guy. Well, I had already picked my team, and I hear Lapkovich is allowed to play. So I'm like, oh, well, so now we don't have Lapkovich. And it's like, who do we bring in? Who do I take?
Call from.
It was tough. It was really tough to pick.
To accept, press 1.
Get Lou in there.
We got Lou on the line. Lou.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Lou?
Hello?
Hi, Lou.
Who am I talking with?
You got Taylor and Danny.
Oh, okay, I can hear you guys now. I thought you were muffled there for a second.
What's going on, big guy?
Yeah, what's up, Lou?
Can you hear me clearly? I'm at the barber shop. Can you guys hear me all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know that love fest you just went through for the one man made me want to puke my guts out. I love Jose. Let me tell you why I love Jose. Because, and Taylor, listen, you're always talking about sports, right? You and Jimmy and you guys do all this betting, and you guys are the sports gurus. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
The gambling gurus, I call you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me explain something to you. I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break a lot of hearts here in the bocce world. There's levels to everything, okay? And I'm going to break it down real simple. We take a world-class black belt in jiu-jitsu, and they fight your local black belt instructor. You know what happens 10 times out of 10? Tell me what happens, Danny Catullo.
The world-class one's going to win.
The world champion wipes the floor with the dude, and that's what Jose does to you guys. It's just, there's levels to it. All I hear, someone's going to upset him. You aren't going to upset him. He's the best. It's like an NFL player playing the best high school player in the world.
Lou, I agree with you.
Not being the best professional athlete in the world, and that's just
I've
how
been
it
trying
is.
to say that.
I'm sorry to break your guys apart. The
while.
guy's just too good, and he does it with such. He's so humble when he does it, and he smiles and eats his banana and takes all your guys' money, and I love it. That's why I don't play.
Yeah. Lou, I couldn't agree more, man. I say it all the time. Like, people are like, "Oh, he's gonna lose one game." And it's like, no, he's not.
Listen, you guys
No, he's
talk about
not.
him.
he's like a Tom Brady. Like, he probably screams at home, "I'm the best man in the house," and stuff, and flexes in the mirror when he has all your prize money. He's just super nice, like nicest guy in the world. Yeah, I mean, he beats you guys' faces in. You can't beat him, and then you guys are. I love him so much, man. I want to take him out to dinner. It's unreal. It's unreal. I got to talk to him. I should start being a nice guy.
Oh, that's funny. Well, thank you, Lou, for undressing us on YouTube Live. Appreciate it.
National TV, appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy.
Oh no, I just like I said, I love the guy. He's got you guys brainwashed or something. He has a spell on you.
No, he's just
You
really
guys look
good.
really like good bocce. That's all I have to say.
Lou, what do you think's going to happen in this Ohio PA matchup? What do you got?
It's going to come down to leadership of men. I question both the leaders, and I'm calling Taylor out too. Who's going to motivate their troops properly? I'm not talking about Stewie yelling like an idiot or Delicio just screaming. I want to see who's going to reach down into the souls of their team and pull out what they need. That's what I want to see. Who's going to be the puppet master? Who knows what makes people tick? Who's going to motivate?
You think Taylor got a speech ready for the troops? Does Taylor got a speech ready for the troops?
That's a challenge to both. I don't know if it's on the captains or we're going to have someone step up. I don't know if Ron Dog's going to hulk out and start giving motivational speeches, but like I said, I think it's going to come down to the leaders of the team.
You know what, Lou? I'm glad you're on here, and I'm glad you said that. You know what? Because I have to undress you now. Don't sit there and tell me you're questioning my leadership abilities. You call me for advice, and then you thank me the week later after it works. You know why? Because I'm a leader. That's what I do, okay? You, Mr. I'm the big man in town. You come to me for help, and I help you.
This isn't that type of stuff. This is you got to reach down in someone's soul.
I'm going to reach. I'll reach, buddy. I'm going to reach down to the ankles. I'm going to reach down to the ankles. Don't worry about it.
I got your back. You guys ask me what I think. I think it's going to come down to that. That's what I think. I mean, that's what you guys want to say. Oh, it's going to come down to blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's what it's going to come down to. Who's going to keep their team cool, calm, collective, doing what they need to do, steering the ship. Taylor, yeah, you got to be able to talk. Sometimes Jimmy, you got to get in his ass. You know what I mean? Then you might have to soft talk Ron Dog. You got to manage personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What captain do you think has the harder job, Lou? What captain do you think has the harder job managing the personalities? Like, which team do you think could go off the rails quicker?
Ohio. You guys are a bunch of prima donnas. PA guys are, I mean, like you're going to say something to Brandon Micheletti. He's going to be about 15 Sun Cruisers in and tell you, I'm okay, whatever. But, but Ohio gets their feelings hurt a little more here or there, I think. So it's going to be how Dante handles all the drama queens.
It's going to be a fun one.
Did that answer your question? I think you guys have a good
love it.
Lou, Lou, what do you think? End of the day, who's going to win? If you had to pick today, who do you think's going to take the crown?
Oh, I think Ohio's going to win. But the only thing about Ohio, I think you guys left some crucial people out. Like how Tony D'Onofrio isn't on your guys' Ryder Cup team is unbelievable. He's the best shooter in bocce right now. He won back-to-back tournaments, and he's not on your Ryder Cup team. Please explain that to me.
Yeah. Well, the captains do not.
He did. He won high stakes, and then the week before he won St. Anthony's. I mean, he's the best shooter right now, and he's not on your team.
Yeah, but they won both tournaments after they picked the rosters.
Listen, you cut somebody then after that performance. If you really wanted to win, someone's just not playing. I'm just saying, dude. Like, I mean, you're laughing at me.
Here's a question. Who do you think?
PA really has you guys have a lot more players than us. Like,
who do you think should be on the PA roster that's not?
You know what I mean?
So you're saying that Ohio's deeper than PA?
Ohio's way deeper. Taylor probably had to scrounge to get that many players. I mean, we just don't have that big of a pool of people.
Yeah. Who do you think on the PA side? Who do you think on the PA side got left out that you think should be playing?
Nobody. I mean, what I didn't want to play, and then I don't even know who else. I can't even think of anybody.
What about Mike Lapp or Dante Micheletti?
Yeah. I mean, Dante's in college. Who knows if he can make it home? And I don't know about Lapps. Yes, I mean, you could make the case. Maybe he didn't want to play.
Yeah.
Dante.
You know what I mean? I don't know what Taylor went. I don't know what Taylor's recruiting went through. Mike Lapps also didn't win St. Anthony's and then Lorenzino's. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm saying is, like, there wasn't somebody in PA that just flexed their muscle in January like D'Onofrio did in January.
Fair enough. Lou, who do you think should be the captain?
Who did it?
Lou, who do you think should be the captains next time? So if Taylor and Dante can't be captains next time, who would you pick? Who do you think the two captains should be? One from Ohio, one from PA.
Blanky. Phil Colosimo should be PA's Ryder Cup captain.
All right, you're cut. You're cut off. You're cut off. Thanks, Lou.
And who should be Ohio's? You gonna give it to Fish?
Well, it depends if the captains play or not. I think Taylor does a good job. He's organized. I've got to give him credit. Like, he runs our club really well. He runs his business well. Like, just got to have somebody that actually wants to do it and put the effort in, like Matt and Dante are. In all seriousness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of organization that went in, and kudos to Taylor and Delicio for actually putting that effort forward. Because, you know, if you've ever ran anything, you kind of know how hard it is, and especially when you have to pick people, maybe more on the Ohio side, because you're going to hurt more feelings just because there's a bigger pool. You know what I mean? So you got to make some tough decisions, and then coming up with, can this guy play with this guy? Does this person like this guy? You know what I mean? So got to be organized and willing to take a lot of BS from a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's not like
Mike
golf
Pisano next year. I'd like Mike Pisano for PA next year, in all seriousness. And I think like Rock Delicio would be a good captain next year for Ohio. I can see like even like a Bobby Gentile, like he's real calm. You know what I mean?
The problem, Lou, is those guys don't want to do that stuff. I asked Rock if he would be the captain. He didn't want to do it. So he said, I need to go to his son. And that's the problem. These guys don't want to do it.
He was just saying who I thought would be good. That's all. I'm not saying that they want to do it. I'm just saying like people I think that would be like a good fit, and like organized and run it well, like you and Dante are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Lou, we appreciate you calling. We appreciate you calling
I'm giving
in.
you some kudos, Taylor.
Thanks, Lou. Appreciate it, buddy. You know, you're my man.
Lou,
Yeah,
you might have to do a video
I'm gonna get
call.
off the phone. I'm gonna get my hair cut. You guys have a blessed rest of the night, and good luck to both teams tomorrow. I got a lot of friends on both sides, so good competition, and wish everybody well.
Love you, Lou.
Thanks, Lou.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Bye.
Taylor, you might have to get a little pep call from Lou Nacera, have him call in for you.
Oh, I am not going to be doing that.
Have him call the team. Have him call the team and do a little cameo.
Love Lou. So, yeah, you were asking me something earlier before we got interrupted by Lou. I can't remember what it was.
I was just talking about the team construction, how hard it was, but let's move forward, and I want to talk about the matchups. You know, what was your thought process when it came to strategy? And we don't have all the matchups up on the screen now. We'll post them on the BBN and on Respect the Line. We'll put them on the Underground. What was your thought process when picking the different 4-man teams, the different 2-man teams? Were you trying to put together, you know, based on past history, or was it personalities? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, so for me, Dante did a completely different way than I did. This is an easy one. So, like, you know, Vern and Sean, they played a lot together. They're comfortable. They know each other's game. I wanted to put people together that I knew were comfortable. Nico and Levi together. You know, Corey, I put him with Danny and me a lot because Corey is one of those guys that I feel like he can play with anybody. He can make anything mesh. The meshing was important. The chemistry was important. So I kept those guys together. I actually only swapped 2 guys for the 2 on each end. Dante switched his entire teams. You know, whether that's going to be a good strategy for him, I don't know. But I'd like to think that if I picked the right 4, which I feel like I did, like even, you know, putting Freddie and Middle together, like they've been playing bocce for 30 years together. Why in the world would I want to switch them? right? I mean, what sense would that make? So for me, it was too easy to do. It was actually very easy for me to make these teams.
But yet, when you went to 2-man, there was the Ohio. The Youngstown versus PA 2 years ago. Youngstown beat up PA pretty well. I think anyone that was there, knows what the score was. It was a domination. The win at the beginning was you and Stewie in the 2-man, and yet you're not playing with Stu in the 2-man for this one.
No, I'm not. Part of that is, and again, this is me knowing my players, me getting their feedback. Mike and Jimmy together just wouldn't have been a good idea. They just don't play that well together in 2-mans. Mike's my dude. I played some tournaments with him. It's going to be easy for me to roll and let Mikey do his thing. Stewie and Jimmy have a history. Plus, those two together can be fireworks. I mean, those two chirping at the same time against whoever they're playing, I like our chances. And they both play a similar style of game, so I'm like, screw it. Like, let's put them together. Kind of like putting Patrick Reed and Jordan Spieth together. Complete opposites. They don't like each other, but man, have they dominated, the past 10 years in the Ryder Cup. Like, sometimes you got to make those decisions for the betterment of the team. So, I was fine with that. I thought it worked out pretty well.
I was talking at Lorenzino's earlier this week, and they were asking about the captains and talking to Delicio and talking about it. And I was saying that the captains really on game day, like there's certain things you got to do to potentially motivate your squad, but these are all grown men, like both sides, grown men that played a lot of bocce. They're not gonna need or listen to your advice, for every single game call, or pick yourself up. No shit, you have to pick yourself up. But I said that really what the captain's influence has already happened. It's the strategy between picking the teams and putting them together. And, when Delicio throws out, the 4, Bobby, Nick, me, and Ron, you're saying, I'm going to put in Jimmy Paisano to shut Danny up. Like I'm leaving that team to make sure that they're playing against each other. So as you guys, take turns throwing out squads, you kind of have, that's the control that you do have. It's not random. It's not random with the teams coming together and the way that you made the matchups.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Listen, I'm going to be very honest. I think Ohio is the favorite, should be the favorite, for a couple reasons. One, I think they're an overall better rolling team than we are, which how my affinity for rolling. I feel like it's the not the end all be all, but it's what wins championships. They have a slightly better rolling team, overall team than we do. So when we were going back and forth with the matchups, Dante can say whatever he wants, but it's a lot easier for him to pick the matchups. Like if I throw out a team, he could throw anybody out because all of them are going to be 2 good shooters, 2 good rollers, and their shooters are going to be able to roll. I had to be strategic, so I had to be very careful when he threw out a team who I wanted them to go against. So I kind of had to have that, and I feel like I did a really good job of that. As you can see, some of these matchups, I did it in a way that I'm like, all right, this team is going to have a really good shot against this team. When he threw out a really good team, I was like, all right, what team can kind of mitigate whatever they're really good at? And I think I did that pretty well. Again, 2-mans was a little different. It's going to be those 2 guys against theirs. There wasn't too much I could do as far as mixing and matching who was playing who. It was they're just going to have to play well, period. Yeah. So, but the 4-mans, I was able to be a little bit creative and figure out who I wanted to go against who. But make no mistake, we're going to be ready. We got a lot of veterans. We got a lot of dudes that know how to play the game. Having Freddie in middle seems like insignificant to some people, but those guys have been around the block. They know what's up. Having them on the team was necessary. It's making me regret not having Lapovich on there, for sure. But in the end, I kind of like our team. I like where we're at, and we saved the 1-mans for later because we were going to do it. We were going to have the 1-mans and pick who was playing who. But I'm going to have to go with the hot hand. So whoever's playing well is going to be the 8 people that go. I'm hoping we get to that because that Ryder Cup we had 2 years ago, I think we only got into the first 3 singles matches and it was over. So the 4-mans are going to be important. And a couple things I did tell my team, this is for Lunacera. I texted our group and I said, the most important thing about this is everybody taking their time. Everybody's going to want to make the big shot. Everyone's going to want to make the big roll, right? It's the Ryder Cup. Everyone's cheering. You want to be the hero. Take your effing time. Relax. Calm down before it's time for you to shoot a roll. Make your shot, then celebrate. I said, don't get ahead of yourselves. Don't get too excited. Just take your time, make your shot, and then we explode. That's the biggest thing I had for our team. So I'm hoping it works, Yeah.
Dante DeLisio said I could just be myself. So if I want to start screaming before my ball even leaves my hand, I can.
Sure, that's on you. And I feel like that'll be an advantage for us. Because in the end, you see what happens when you rush shots, you rush decisions, you make bad calls. Us getting blown out or being competitive can literally come down to 4 or 5 calls, 4 or 5 balls. So that's what I told our team in the group message. Listen, be yourselves, play your game, but take your time. You have to take your time, think about stuff, and it's going to be a grind. So.
Well, just to finish up, to go through some details, Pete Russo in the group chat says, when's New York going to be involved in the Ryder Cup? I'll speak for Taylor and myself is whenever. Whenever anybody wants to put together a squad of 16, I'm sure whoever wins this would love to take them on and be able to play. And hopefully we can continue to find fun formats like this, because we could get, and like anyone can, like any area of bocce, you just don't want to get in the doldrums of playing the same way, the same, at the same places, the same sort of format. What I love about this, especially, once a year, is you get to put 16 personalities together who are usually competing against each other and to have one common goal. It's a really special thing to do. So if New York, Cleveland, whoever wants to start putting some teams together and start getting in something like this, I know we'd be up for it. And then
all smoke is wanted. Okay. Yes. All smoke is wanted. Okay.
Call.
Yeah, call. I call. Yeah. Anytime you want, let us know.
So also, we're going to be live tomorrow. So we'll be on the BBN as well, on the YouTube channel. Same thing that we did for the best of the best. And we're going to have Lee Crispin there. We're going to have the cameras going. We're going to have different, special guests that come on. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just, I'm excited to be able to get this format out to the world so everybody can watch it. And I don't know, Taylor, I'm just excited to get 32 people playing some bocce and screaming at each other. Should be.
You better buckle up, Danny, because I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be the one that's loud, the loudest, I should say, because this is what this format's about. I'm going to get going. So you better be ready. Don't miss. Don't miss, Danny. I'm telling you right now. Don't miss.
I'm telling you.
I know how you get when you hit. Don't miss.
Everybody misses. Every single body misses.
Anthony, he never misses.
every single player misses, including Jose.
Yeah.
Taylor, thanks for coming on this episode with me and doing this, and also, of course, putting together the Ryder Cup. I think it's going to be special for all bocce players. Yep. Shout out to our producer for Respect the Line, Michael Chaldone. We got Matthew Taylor. We got Danny Catullo. This is Respect the Line, and we'll see you all on the flip side.